Okay, hear me out. I forgot to check. Listen, I might have messed up a little bit. Maybe a little bit. Me restarting stream multiple times. Alrighty. Okie dokes. We are, in fact, building a shell today, which is super fun. I'm excited. It's going to be easier than this load balancer nonsense that I've been tinkering with. For what it's worth, the load balancer does distribute connections. Okay? It do be going back and forth between the available servers. And I don't want to look at it right now. So this is where we've ended up. Hi, Fiskin. Hi, La Cueva. Jovi, Oetzi. Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. You still doing Rust? We are, in fact, doing Rust. Yeah. I'm on the Rust arc right now. I got my tea. I do have snacks surrounding me in this room right now. I gotta pop open YouTube chat. Poor YouTube chat. They always neglected. Snacks are, in fact, a must. Agreed. Agreed. Are you from the UK or the US? I am Canadian. So you could say a blend. You could say it in the middle. Hello, hello. Okay, YouTube chat, I see you now. YouTube neglected you last stream anyways. It was Restream. It was for sure Restream. I changed my bitrate so that it's like less this time, but I don't know if I think I was literally just having internet issues because I should not be having issues with 6 kilobyte per second video bitrate. That should be fine for my internet. My internet has really high upload. It's almost like I treat this like it's my job or something. It's almost like I bought an internet plan being like, you know what, kind of important. I maxed it out. Do you plan to do ASMR? I mean, sometimes I don't feel like talking. Sometimes I don't feel like talking and I'll just point my microphone to my keyboard while I code. Did you go to uni for comp sci? I did. I did. I have a partially completed bachelor's in comp sci. I ended up dropping out though because I was getting job offers. And then I was like, okay, do I wait to finish my degree? I tried to do both for a while and it was just it's with a dev job, trying to also be in school is so hard. I've done, I feel like I could do it when I was doing IT stuff. I could do both, but nah, when you're full-time coding, nah. Why the Tailscale logo? Can I increase the input? It could be that I'm not talking into the mic. Do I need to increase the volume on the mic? You just let me know. What was I saying? Oh, yes. YouTube, this is going to be new for you. Sponsored by Tailscale. The streams, I'm partnered with Tailscale for the next little while. So you're going to get some Tailscale related content. I'll give you some ideas on how you can use it. Some cool info on their wonderful product. So I'm partnered with Tailscale. They are sponsoring the stream, which means they are allowing your favorite streamer to stream, to stream as a job. So we love Tailscale. Okay, the sponsors keep the ball rolling here. So yeah, we're doing very fun. We've got some fun stuff planned with Tailscale. Yes. Yippee! Yippee! Huge dub. Let's see. Yo, 10 stream streak is awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, would I recommend going to uni for comp sci? Drake or Kendrick? Is that even a question? Hello? Drake got absolutely rolled by Kendrick. Kendrick is an artist. Drake is a clout chaser. I said it. That's what I think. Very different music. Mic drop. Yeah, you know what? Mixed. I said it. Yeah. Where are you from? I'm Canadian. Nah, Drake on top? Nah. Drake, 2016, maybe, but like I've heard some, I don't know. It's funny because I'm usually somebody where I like separate the art from the artist. I just find a Drake, I don't feel like Drake makes his own music. A Drake feels like a poster boy for other people's talent. Uh-oh. I'm gonna... No, listen. I used to love and support Drake, but I cannot. I'm sorry. You're being creepy to minors? No, thanks. I'm good. I'm so good. I'm so good. I can't. Drake has better music over Kendrick? Like, no. No. They just don't. Also, okay, Kendrick seems so much more involved in the production of his music. I don't think Drake writes his own lyrics. I don't think Drake has like any kind of anything. I don't know what his involvement even is with his music. Drake's music is so like anyone could be producing that. Kendrick's is so much more like, it's like you can tell there's an art, there's the craft, like there's like an element to the craft that is being respected there. That's crazy. Oh my God, you guys, you're so funny. Drake has way better music. You know what? I'm not usually a controversial streamer, but I think this might be the controversy here. Yes, OETC, yes. You know what? You right. I don't know. I don't know that I find Drake that entertaining either. Okay, but I think I'm also biased maybe. Like I grew up dancing, so to me, when I see somebody who like to me, a requirement for a good performer is that they're like a good dancer as well. Have you seen that man dance? have you seen Drake dance? But then I mean Kendrick can't dance for shit either, I don't think. Like let's be so real. Pico, thank you so much for the tier 2 membership on YouTube. I almost said on GitHub. I'm like, wait, tier 2 membership on YouTube? Thank you. I appreciate that. Yippee! Also, Urza, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Thank you. Don't take the rage bait. Yeah, I was gonna say Kid All can't dance either. Yeah, but like at least he's swaggy about it, you know? I don't know. Yeah. I think, you know what? I think Drake could have saved face if he picked fights he could win. To lose aura on that. You lose some aura on that one. When a diss track comes out against you and they perform it at the Super Bowl and they get like Grammy for it, it's GG. It's GG. You delete the accounts at that point. You're offline. No, your IG's gone. I'm deleting everything. I'm deleting everything. But should have followed J. Cole's lead. Yeah, didn't he just go like, didn't J. Cole, he like talk shit and then the next day he's like, actually no, we're good. We're cool, Kendrick, right? We're cool. We're cool. We're cool, right? Yeah. From classical music to Drake. I like classical music. I'm very open to a lot of different music genres. Okay. I like classical music. I like rap. I like hip hop. I like, I'm open to pop music. I don't know. Pop music is fine. I like country music. What else? How did we get here? Yeah, someone asked if I like Drake or Kendrick more. And then it became very controversial very fast. We're writing a shell today, you guys. So Codecrafters reached out a while ago, and they saw that I was learning Rust, and they basically were like, hey, we'll give you VIP access to Codecrafters. We think it'd be a really good next step for you. So I checked it out and I decided that it was actually a pretty sick thing. So we are going to check it out collectively. And I reached out to them. I told them that I was interested in doing the build your own shell thing. And they've made that now available on the free tier. So if you want to follow along and like build your own shell, they support a ton of different languages. Hold on. Let me switch this over. So this one should be available on their free tier as well for Codecrafters for, I think they said May and June. So you can follow along if you want. But otherwise, like I'm also obviously coding all of it live on stream, and I'll be recapping it the same way that I did for you. You'll have seen, I just posted a video last night, that recaps the first project in Rust. I'm going to do the same thing I have another video that's coming out after that one. That's kind of like a bit of more, a bit of a game plan for project 2. Okay. The videos are lagging behind the live streams a little bit. So we've got a little, here's what you can expect from me for the next little bit. And then we'll have another video where I recap the load balancer project. That one, I have a lot of learnings from that. And it's still working. It's like, technically it works. So it's kind of like, I don't want to look at it right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, today I was just like, you know what I really don't want to do? Over-engineer a load balancer when my current solution does make it bounce between different servers, and I don't want to look at it anymore. So we'll probably do a recap on that one. And then, yeah, I'll be doing like recaps on all of these. So even if you can't stay tuned for all of the live streams, you can still get like a condensed version of what we learned from it. Yeah. Okay. Hello from Jordan. I love your content. Since you're using NixOS, what do you think about Home Manager? I don't use Home Manager on my MacBook. I actually also don't use Nix to manage my configurations for a lot of my dot files because I don't want to have to use Home Manager. I've kind of witnessed Home Manager be a little bit hit or miss. Like I understand that there is the convenience of, basically similar to Nix, where you can just like install on a new machine super quick, but there is enough kind of, I don't know. From what I've heard about using Home Manager, it seems like it doesn't seem to solve enough problems to make it make sense. I feel like if I didn't have a device that was NixOS, because for me, Nix is like, it is a convenience thing. And it is something as well for all of you. If you're interested in seeing like what programs I use and like whatever my configuration is to get things working, then you can check out my dot files and you have everything in front of you. So that is one benefit for me, for Nix. And then, yeah, the other one is obviously reproducibility. So if I have to, if I get a new machine, like me setting up this new framework laptop was so easy. I mean, for this one specifically, I just kind of transferred that just kind of doesn't count. But if I wanted to like reinstall, get my tower working with having Linux on there again or whatever, it's like so easy for me to clone it. But yeah, have you had a good experience with Home Manager, Yanis? Because I know one time there was something, one of my colleagues updated something and they had to reinstall macOS. They like made one tweak in Home Manager and something went wrong and then it like uninstalled their operating system. I was building a shell in Rust last week. Let's freaking go. Yippee. I think for free, the shell and Redis are available. You can also do today, if you sign up with the link, you have the option for 40% off. I also get any commissions off of like any purchases that you make off of that you make with them. Obviously, it's up to you. Like you don't gotta do nothing. You only gotta do nothing. But I'm just giving you a heads up, in case that's something you were already planning on doing. But yeah. Have you tried Chez Moi? I haven't really tried that many .files management solutions. I just started using GNU Stow, and it was fine. You know, I was like, this solves everything I need. I don't really need more than this. I really don't. Okay, I'm just gonna switch my peripherals over. I really want to try there's a new Keychron Q11 wireless option, because y'all know that was my only gripe with my new keyboard, which is my split keyboard from Keychron that they sent me, that we built on stream together. That was my only gripe with my Q11, was that it's wired. It's not the worst thing in the world. Like again, I often use things wired, but the one thing that makes it not great is that my workflow, I'm used to switching between multiple different devices or like computers because I'm streaming. So with this one, with my previous one, the Q1HE, with that one, because it was wireless, I could have one of my devices connected via Bluetooth and the other one connected via wires, or even like it supports multiple Bluetooth connections as well. So you can just like switch between them. But because this one's wired, I have to just like always go and move the wire around. So I really want to try. They have a new Q11 Ultra that I really want to try. Have you tried something like the Korn V4 Split? I was looking into the Iris keyboard. I was hearing good things about that as well. But again, wired. It's not the worst thing. Like I know that I could just have a KVM switch, but it'd be kind of like, I just found it really convenient because my mouse is already configured like that. You know, like most wireless devices, you have the option for the wired or wireless connection. Yeah. Go for the Kinesis Advantage 360 wireless version. I don't want to. I don't want to. That keyboard is so big. It's too chunky. I was actually looking at maybe the Voyager, like from ZSA or ZSA, as the Americans would say. I was looking at potentially the Voyager, but then again, like a lot of things are wired. Do you hate Cargo? Do you think it's like NPM? No. No. I love package managers. NPM is kooky though, okay? NPM a little kooky. I'll say it. I'll say it. The people that are making Vim plugins, we'll see. I don't know if they've improved since the last time that I was having to do anything with Packer. But Vim plugins, and I feel like like Node, what are they called? Node packages? What's managed by NPM? Are they just packages? Yeah, anyway. Both of those, NPM and Packer, people just be throwing updates out there. They just be breaking shit. They're just breaking shit. And then they're like, hey, user, you should install this latest update. It'll be a good time. And then it's like, I'm going to throw my computer out the window. Ooh, wait, that is such a huge endorsement. Okay. Bastiang says, I've been using the ZSA Voyager for 2 years now, and it's hands down the best tech purchase ever other than a MacBook. Wait, have you tried other like keyboards, other mechanical keyboards, other split keyboards? Like what, why that one? I'm so curious because I was looking into like what different split keyboards are out there because I know that some of you are like, I think that the Q11 is such a good, like easy entry to a split keyboard, and it's super easy to remap keys and all of that stuff. But I know that some people want like, there are ones that have like a smaller form factor that could be good if you're traveling a lot and stuff. I'm intrigued. Yeah, I heard I was looking into the Iris, I think it was Iris SC, and those looked pretty cool too. Is the cam lagging sometimes? Is it? All right, hold on. All right. God, my cable management. Yeah, I swear. Sorry, I keep smacking the mic. I swear, some of you would be deeply disturbed by how chaotic my desk is. I'm such a. Actually, I think. You know the those like archetypes. What are they like? Where it's like you can be lawful good, chaotic evil, neutral, whatever. My friend, one of my best friends, was like, Bash, you're one of the only, I think, true neutrals that I know, because I am very, but like I'm like it's like polarizing because I am very chaotic and also very like lawful / regimented in a lot of ways. Chaotic good. You could say chaotic good, but also I'm pretty on it with like a lot of things. I can be very organized and like a little type A. Okay. But then it's like, then you look at my desk and you're like, there's no way this bitch type A. Okay. And then with like the good and evil, I'm like, well, I feel like I'm very much good. I feel like a lot of my drive for things is like, I don't know, well-intentioned and stuff. But the evil part is like, but if I can pull a prank, I will. If I can prank somebody, I will 100% take that opportunity. I will not let a good prank pass me by. Okay? That sounds good. Is that well, I don't know. What is evil? What is evil in that case? Because I would never do something like, I can't even, you guys have seen me low-key destroy my friends online, like for fun. You know what I mean? Like trash the other week. Hold on. I don't think I'm signed into Twitter, so we're not opening Twitter on this. Are you just starting this project? We are just starting this project right now. Right the freak now. Also got to make sure this is on Mac. I've been gaming again. Don't open Twitter. We don't got to open Twitter on the stream, okay? But basically, I think streaming, I mean, I feel like I've always been pretty quick with the clapbacks, but I do think streaming has kind of brought it out in me the most. And it's very funny because I will just have like an instant thing that I'm just like, this is an instant burn. But like anyone I'm not super close with, I would never say that, you know? And then it's like, as soon as like someone like trash is like, so I basically I tweeted about how like how when agents have the audacity to put themselves as co-author when all you said was to put the commits together. And then Trash was like, your fault because you don't know how to commit. And then I was like, bet your wife wishes she didn't know how to commit. And he got L+ ratioed big time. And I was like, that came to me instantly. I DM'd him right away because I was like, is this too mean? I don't want to like actually hurt his feelings. So I DM'd him and he had 5 minutes to respond. He had 5 minutes for me to decide that it was actually fine. Yeah, the exercises are wild. I know. No, Hira, that is also okay. So at first, I get a lot of companies that reaching out, and when they reached out at first, I was just like, yeah, okay, whatever, sure, whatever. And then I was like, okay, fine, I'll check it out because like I am looking for like a new project to build, and like if they're giving me access to it, sure, I'll take a look. And then I saw the projects, and I was like, wait, this is actually exactly what like. This is sick. This is like exactly what I would want to be building. I'm like, okay, fine. I hear you. I see you. I would be down to build my own shell and Redis and interpreter. So actually huge. So we will begin. We will begin. Okay. Also, this is the load balancer code here. I was cleaning it up a little bit last night. But now we get to start a new project. I think I do, is it cargo init? Something. All right. We are going to do, what should we call it? Bun shell. Bash bunny. Bash 2. I actually love these takes. So funny. What even, I don't know what that word is, mama. I don't know what that word is. The platform formerly known as Twitter. I just call it Twitter. I'm not calling it x.com. What am I, a freaking nerd? Hello? Using Twitter is automatically evil. Honestly, kind of true. I love Mastodon. If you guys are, okay. If you're feeling like burnt out and you're like, it's freaking AI everywhere, like I'm sick of this. I'm tired of this, grandpa. Okay. Mastodon is such a good place to be as a dev. Mastodon is like what tech Twitter maybe used to be. Right, Oetzi? Because Oetzi, you joined it after, like I mentioned it and you were like, what is Mastodon? And then since then, I feel like I've like mentioned Mastodon and you're like, you right. You get it, right? It's so good. So Mastodon is like where all of the people go that are actually building shit. Yeah. Like Blue Sky is kind of weird. Blue Sky is like a weird in between. Yeah. Blue Sky, I don't love the Blue Sky discoverability or anything. Blue Sky is kind of meh. Mastodon is like it's like the people that are like deep in, I love, like aggressively love open source. Yes, Oetzi, exactly. Okay, Oetzi said, I found many people that are actually just doing stuff and not just hating each other. 100%. Is Mastodon as insufferable as Blue Sky? I like Mastodon way better than Blue Sky. Mastodon, it's like people staying in their own lane. Like they're focused. Their eyes are on the prize. Okay, they're focused on the plot. They are in their own lane. They are not interested. Like they don't got time to freaking argue about things online. Okay. They're like building things, sharing what they're building, and then they move on. So good. For Mastodon, you need an account for every channel. No, you don't. You don't. You can follow people that are on other like servers and stuff. I just have an account on mastodon.social. And I follow people that are on other, that are on like their own self-hosted servers and stuff. How about Discord? Is it better than Mastodon? Discord is, I don't think so. It's different. It depends. So like Discord is where you can, I think, like foster community more. Mastodon is more like you're not going to get as much engagement on things. Like it's quieter. But the silence is what's so good about it. It's quieter. And so you get like, You're not getting people who are just trying to feed an algorithm. You're getting people who are just like sharing the stuff that they're building. They leaked my ID. No, the guy, that's so, yeah, don't love that. I do have a Matrix server, by the way, which I've gone through different periods where I'm more active on there, but I need to get back on. Like that one I had, I think I had it auto opening whenever I would power on my computer. But Matrix is kind of fun too. It's, again, quieter. But if you do !Matrix, you can get there's like no AI slop. No, AI slop would be destroyed on Mastodon. All right. The Mastodon is where the artisanal coders are. I have not seen anyone being like, oh, I love AI and I'm delegating my entire job to AI and it's the end of software engineering. I have not seen a single post like that on Mastodon. Eric, thank you so much for the TRY $100. Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know what currency that is. Hello? Is that real? Yeah, there's no algorithm on Mastodon. Everything is chronological. You only see what people you follow post or repost. Yeah, it's awesome. It's so good. It's so refreshing. It's like what is the best way to follow programming/biology, etc. categories? I just look at people that, so you can look at who I follow if you're interested. You can look at who I follow and then I'll look at who they follow and just like actually just do basically word of mouth like that. I'll see like if someone reposted something I think is funny, I'll check out that account. I just like, yeah. There are some, basically if they're like a lot of open source projects are also on Mastodon. So yeah, that's pretty much like if there's people in the open source space and you can follow hashtags on Mastodon. Yeah, it's really good. How much AI style writing do you see on Mastodon? I don't think I've seen any. Like Mastodon is very much like people are kind of anti-AI. Yeah. I know, Carl, it pisses me off because I'm like, I know that more people must be in programming because they like programming, right? Like it seems so overblown how it seems like such an overpopularized idea that AI is like you have to, well, not even like you have to use it, but you have to like maximize using it. Like, no, you don't. Like even so content stuff is something where it's very easy to leverage AI. Like, I mean, even with my coding stuff, I use it. I just don't get it to like produce the code for me, but I will 100% bounce ideas off of it, get inspiration from it. Meaning, ask it for like advice on best practices, get it to like help me go through another repo, which is a ton of information, and get it to like, basically whittle it down to something that's very easy to read versus obviously if you're like reading through someone else's code, it can be like very mentally taxing. Sometimes you need some level of shortcuts to just be like, oh, this is or isn't a path worth following. With content stuff, like even with my videos and stuff, I am not scripting anything with AI, like that part of it is not, I'm not interested in that. Like some people are happy to do that because it can save them time. But I'm like, I am using AI for like my live streams. You guys have noticed probably if you're watching any of the live stream VODs, I use AI to make all the chapters for me and to give like a description because I don't have time to do that stuff, but it improves the quality for you. And it's something where it's not creating content for you, but it is like improving the experience. You know what I mean? So stuff like that, I'm definitely using it, but again, it's something where it's just like, I don't need it doesn't make it, it's not more beneficial for me to delegate everything to it. Otherwise, what's the point? Trev, thank you so much for the $20. I appreciate that. Thank you. And Trev says, thanks for supporting federated networks. Honestly, okay, here's a prediction. Here's a prediction from me. I feel like with the way that a lot of companies are going with AI maxing, forcing their engineers to use AI We're going to start to see skill atrophy. We're going to see people getting burnt out because they're no longer doing the parts of their job that they enjoy. We're going to see all of those things. We're already seeing, like, I'm seeing some programs that I'm using, like even YouTube has been like more buggy from like the creator side, has been more buggy than I've ever seen it. And like, yeah, not loving that, a little concerned. But I think we're going to start to see more and more of that. And I feel like this might be the perfect time where we can like, I feel like this might be the perfect time to start supporting more open source projects, federated networks, like things that are a bit more kind of like user centric, and or people who are like passionate about it. You know what I mean? Like, I very much doubt that people that are passionate about open source are going to be the ones that are writing all this shitty, like slop, like just throwing slop at the wall, you know? Like, they are going to end up being the most reliable products and projects. So my hope is that it like overtakes a little bit, you know, get a little head start. I think that would be sick. That's my like very hopeful mentality. The amount they push AI in YouTube Studio is mental. For what it's worth, the AI in YouTube Studio is honestly, I think that is one of the better applications for AI, because YouTube Studio is just like an insane amount of data that's being given to you. And normally you would have to parse through all of that information yourself and translate that into trends and try to understand that. But you can use the AI in YouTube Studio to explain to you in plain English what's happening and a lot of the trends that the data is showing. And so I actually think that it's I think that one is actually like a pretty good feature and a pretty good application for it. Again, I think AI in any situation where where you can have a huge data set and it can aggregate that for you is so big, is very helpful. I have a different viewpoint. I know very good programmers who are also really good with AI. But that's the thing too, is I guess I'm not saying it's everywhere, everything, whatever. Like, this isn't like a blanket statement of like, oh, it's always bad, you know? But I think that there are cases where it is it's like, it doesn't have to be, it's like the extremes are bad, you know? Extremes are bad. There's middle ground. And I feel like a lot of what we're seeing online is just not the middle ground. And a lot of what's being pushed, I think, by a lot of companies, at least from what I've heard from different chatters and from what I've heard, just thematically online, is just that it's like a lot of employers are like forcing their employees to kind of use it to an excess where I don't think is necessarily like, there's, you know, I think there are like diminishing returns after a certain point. And I think that's like normal with everything. The guy, thank you so much for the $2. I appreciate that. Your mom, you're so right. You're right. Poning your mom is a zero cost abstraction. Thank God. I'm actually going to move this to, all right. What do I want to call the shell? Got him. Freaking got him. I feel sorry for those who got let go because of AI. I know. But again, I'm like, this is where I'm just like, I so badly want to be able to support people to just like have make good shit. You know, there's so many talented people that are being laid off because their companies don't want to pay them like their high salaries anymore. And they're just trying to like churn through people. And I hope that I just really want it to, I'm hoping it'll be an experience where it like creates more opportunity for people. Because one thing too, I feel like a lot of companies are going to start moving towards like more contract-based work, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing, because it kind of sounds like no matter what, whether you're, especially in the US, because US employment rights is like so different. Like Canada is, like you have a lot more rights as an employee. It's like very hard to fire people. So they basically just end up doing psychological torture, which is great. Which is great. But in the US, it seems like no matter what, your employer can just terminate you anytime. I don't even know why hold on. I should just be on just chatting right now. Cause like, let's be so for real. Like your employer can just terminate you at any time when you're in the US. And so it's kind of one of those things of like, at what point is like being a contract worker means that you have more autonomy with your hours and you are being given better, you are being judged by your outputs more than anything. So that is one side that is good about contracting. Obviously the downside is like, you can't like benefits and stuff. Not ideal. Not ideal. Gig economy is terrible. Do you mean like contract work as a software dev or like you're out on freaking TaskRabbit assembling IKEA furniture? Tunes into stream. We're talking about at-will employment. Yeah, we went from Kendrick Lamar versus Drake to talking about how Mastodon is such a great place to hang out online, where people just build shit and mind their own business and are kind to one another generally. And then we jumped to AI in programming, which is, we got to pivot to that topic at least once a stream. Otherwise, are we even in 2026? Are we even in the future if we're not talking about an existential crisis? All right. We go back. All right, we're going to start building the show. Oh, yeah, I was trying to figure out what to name it. What if I just say it's bunny? Shell bunny. We could... Wait, can we call it Seashell? I'm going to call it Seashell. I think that's cute. Do we bail on the load balancer? I don't want to look at the load balancer today. Okay. I have decided that the load balancer was in fact bouncing my connections between two different servers, and I decided it's time to build a freaking shell. I was like, I am sick. I'm tired of this. I don't want to look at this anymore. I don't want to freaking look at it anymore. Seashell in Rust is kind of fire. Yeah, we can kill it. All right. Sick. Yippee. I'm sorry, my text is so small. Okay, it's a problem. There's already a seashell. Yeah, but it's spelled differently. Shells have a SH in the name for its tradition. Ghosty doesn't. That's also terminal emulator. So I just ruined my point. You kind of right. Me being like, but this terminal emulator doesn't. I think Seashell kind of cute. Yeah, Seashell for rustations. It's on theme. Or the only other thing we could do. Yeah, it's fine. LB is too much to start with. Maybe we'll revisit at one point, but I'm like, I don't know. It's kind of fine. bashbunni making another shell is blasphemous. You know what? I don't even use bash. I don't even use bash as my main shell is the problem. Okay, what exactly will I build? All right, you guys, we're getting in the intro. We're getting in here. Do you work a normal software engineering job or create content only? Right now, I'm just creating content. I quit my job in the tech space so that I could code more. Literally. So right now I'll be just doing content stuff, just doing content to fund me being able to quit my job to learn Rust. Yeah. Alrighty. Okay, so you're going to build your own shell from scratch. Your shell will run a REPL, parse commands, spawn processes, and more. Reading and parsing user input, built-in commands like pwd and cd. Launching external programs, and at this stage, your shell will already feel usable. You'll be able to type commands into it, see their output, and navigate within your file system. As you progress, you'll implement more advanced features like piping and redirection, command history, auto-completion. At the end of this, you'll have a GitHub repo to show off. I'm so intrigued by this because I feel like I've just been out here in the freaking Wild West building projects. Oh, it is. Okay, I wasn't sure if I had to run Git in it. That was pretty much the only thing I wanted to check there. I've been out here in the Wild West. I'm so curious what a structured project path looks like. Okay, how a shell reads, parses, and runs commands. It's not magic. I'm also curious if this is gonna like let you run into problems, or if it's gonna be like super, if it's just gonna be like more of a tutorial. Do you know what I mean? Because I feel like sometimes with tutorials, it's like, it's such a happy path that you end up learning less from it. Interesting. Software devs quits software job in 2026 market. She just flexed on us peasants. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Do you have some solid experience with Golang? Do you feel like pivoting to Rust would throw that experience out the window? No, not at all. Not at all. I think the Rust has a really good open source ecosystem. It's also a lot of companies are leaning towards Rust. And I've been a little curious about Rust for a while because it also has one of the highest satisfaction rates out of all programming languages for like at least the last 5 years. So I've been pretty intrigued by it. And it's something where like I've heard that it has quite a bit of a learning curve to it. And so it's kind of one of those things like if I have the time right now where I'm focusing on learning, there's probably some good things I'm going to learn from the language itself, from the design of the language, if it's so well liked. It's also something where it's like, if I have time to learn it, this is a very good skill for the industry. You know? I still like the C language. I like C too. I haven't really built much in C, but I learned C in school and it was nice. Learning curve isn't linear. That's the only issue, but it's super fun because it's like a puzzle. Yeah. And I feel like if there's anything programmers like, it's a good puzzle, you know? Also, Arthur, thank you so much for the tier 1. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Zig looks more cool than Rust. So Rust is probably the only like low level language that I'm actually building stuff like that I've ever pretty much like built stuff in real projects. Zig seems, I don't know. I don't know if Zig seems harder than Rust or just like when I first looked at Zig, the documentation wasn't complete. It felt a lot more in progress. Like Zig isn't even at a V1, right? Mountain, thank you so much for the Prime sub. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Also, guys, wait, what category are we even in? What freaking realm of the internet have we landed in? I gotta check. Hold on. We're in just chatting. Oh no. Should I just stay here? I'm just gonna stay in just chatting. Fuck it. Maybe we can recruit some newbies in here. They're like, listen, have you learned about our Lord and Savior, Rust? They're like, what games do you like playing? And I'm like, have you heard of the Rust programming language? Do you know about type safety? You know, get some normies in here. Aren't you afraid of being left without a job? I feel like that's always inherently a scary thing. You know, but I think it's one of those things where I'm kind of like, I gave myself enough runway to not have to stress about anything like that. Where I knew that like, you know, if I've got like more than 2 years of being able to like be fine unemployed, then it's worth, it's worth a shot, just seeing what can happen. Definitely in the beginning, it's scary because you don't have like those established contacts. I feel like it's always like that with any kind of contract work, no matter what, is always going to have a little bit of a build up to it. Even if you go into it with like good contacts and everything, it's still going to be a bit of a process to just like get in a groove with it. But I feel like it's important. Like to me, what I was feeling was that I didn't want to be in a position where I was putting my companies, like I know that I can bring a lot of value to companies. And I have a skill set that I think is like, yeah, very valuable. And I'm good. I know how to bring value to companies, but I didn't want to be put in a position where I'm like forced to spend most of my time doing what I'm already good at, because I want to continue pushing myself to do things that I really want to do. And so if I'm able to basically contract where I have like, a fixed amount of time that I dedicate to that thing, and then they don't get to say how I spend the rest of my time, then that's a good play. You can't, I didn't want to end up in a place where like, a few years down the road, I'm now too far from where I want to be that I have to almost like that I've wasted time, Okay. The guy says, if you have warp, do not get the latest update. It's in a crash loop and I don't know how to get it to stop it from rebooting. Oh my God. Use Kitty, brother. The guy, use Kitty. The Kitty terminal emulator is so good. I know it's written in Python, but it's still so good. Are you just chilling or looking at the job market again? I am not looking for a job. I am chilling. I'm doing good. We're partnered with Tailscale. Did you see? We be crushing shit with Tailscale. Hello? Tailscale's the GOAT. Wait, Matt, did you go across YouTube and Twitch just to say this does not look like a kitchen for real? Hello? This may not be a kitchen, but your girl is cooking, okay? This may not be a kitchen, but you best say yes, chef. All right. In the first 10 stages, you'll learn how shell reads, parses, runs commands. It's not magic. What a REPL is, how it works under the hood, how commands like echo run versus external ones like cursor, what path means and its role in identifying executable files, how running commands require spawning OS processes and exits. In the advanced stages, you'll discover new programming ideas such as parsing complex syntax and process management. Ooh, I'm excited. I'm excited. Heck yeah. I need help. I want to learn Go. You can do !learn Go in the chat and it'll give you my video that I did about how to learn Go. Okay. Why should I build such a project? Building your own shell, blend, system design. This is what I need. Okay. I feel like my system design skills, my like code architecture skills need some work. And I was asking one of my friends how they've gone about it, because there's somebody, I feel like they're just like, hey, I built this freaking emulator. Hey, I built this. Hey, I built this. And it's like every 3 freaking days. And I'm like, dude, I know that you got a life going on too. How you doing this? And so I feel like a common place to get stuck is I'm like, do I need to like read about this more, or do I need to just like see it in practice? Because I feel like in the past I've gotten too stuck in trying to be like, I feel like I need to read more about this to get a better understanding of it so that I can try to apply it, which I feel like is a valid way to do things. But I'm very curious of what things could look like if I try to like just go full on like hands-on stuff, And he was saying that basically just trying to just building stuff, running into problems, learning to fix those problems, and like just keep moving on that way, read larger projects, source code. I'm like, okay, all right. Odin, is Odin helpful for that? It has done well to break down the learning into digestible modules. Potentially? In what way? Like, tell me more. Tell me more about what you mean. I definitely think yes with when you're like reading somebody else's source code. Are you the female primogen? We do kind of look like we could be related, TBH. Except I now have blonde hair, so maybe not. But like, for real, we look like siblings. If you've mostly only worked on web or application code, you'll get a chance to be closer to how your computer actually runs software. Beyond technical depth, there's something uniquely satisfying about understanding a tool you'll use every day. You'll come out of it as more confident and a more interesting developer. Yes, we get freaking aura points for this. Let's freaking go. Wait, STE, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Is there a chance, do I have any mods in the chat that can give a shout out to SDE? Please. Learning good systems design requires making some big system design mistakes at one point. I think so. I think I'm just going to try just building and see what happens. It's /shoutout, the guy. It's you do / command and shoutout, and then it allows you to tag them. Do you still feel connected to Prime Tej these days? For a long time, it felt like you guys were quite the Cool Kids Club. Dude, Prime TJ rocks, who doesn't stream anymore, but is still doing like awesome, cool things in the tech space. Begin, they are all like, we're like family. Like I text their wives, like we're chilling. They are like family to me. They are like, I would not still be making content if it wasn't for them having my back all these years. So we're very close. Even it's like kind of one of those things where like we're all so crazy busy and we're all kind of like in our own little worlds of what we are focusing our attention on right now. Like just even in the tech space, that it's kind of one of those things like you're adults, you don't get to hang out all the time, but no matter how long it's been since the last time I see them, it's like always the best. It's always great. Yeah. I'm like, I know I can call them anytime and they will be there for me, and vice versa. It really means a lot. I definitely would not have survived the weirdness of the internet in the early days, especially without their support. So yeah, they're like, we're like family. It's great. It's really good. I'm still doing courses on boot.dev. I like their stuff. I should, you know what? But it's in Go. I gotta double check again their courses, because that could be a fun follow-up to this as well. That could be fun. I'm really enjoying learning all this stuff on stream with you guys. Also, I really appreciate you guys. Like the video that I posted yesterday, it seems like y'all are really liking it. And that to me is like, I feel like I'm starting to find a rhythm. I feel like for a long time I've tried to figure out like what I want to post on YouTube, because I want to post things that I genuinely think is interesting and want to watch. But then it's like, I want it to be technical, but also light enough that you can like, you know, watch it after work and not feel like you're doing more work. And this Rust series has been like unexpectedly really refreshing. I feel like this is what what I didn't realize I've been wanting to do this whole time, is just like, how do I lock in on like building skills, but also balance? That is incredibly frustrating. Okay. I am going to have to reach out to Restream because I'm pissed. This make no sense. You can refresh, or I think on YouTube it like handles it fine. But yeah. Oh man. No, the crazy thing is my internet is really good. I'm not having internet issues. I think this is my connection to Restream. that's having a rough go. Cause I'm just getting like randomly dropped frames, and I'm not experiencing any kind of outage on any other machine. I think it's just, it even like my connection to the chats and everything's fine. Sina, thank you so much for the Prime sub. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Have you tried the OBS plugins that just let you stream to two sources simultaneously? I think I'm going to have to try and do that or something. I'm not currently using a VPN or anything like that for my having. No, it's my stream is breaking everywhere. Everywhere. I love how that's coming after me just being like, I love, like, it's so nice that I can just make content and do fun stuff on stream, and then stream breaks. All right, we're gonna look at, I gotta probably figure out. What is this? You guys, Tailscale is unrelated. This is a problem with me and Restream. We'd be beefing. I think I might have to try and figure out, because my internet is actually stable. I think it's my connection to Restream is being wonky. Yeah, it's my connection to Restream, I think. It's funny too because it's I think it's happening. It's been over an hour of streaming. That's been fine. It seems like they maybe get an addition. It seems like they maybe get a surge in the afternoon or something like that. Is my guess. Cuz this is my usual stream time right now, I think. And it was really unreliable on Monday, which is part of why YouTube ended up not having getting a stream at all. All right, hold on. We're gonna just do. We're just gonna chat for a bit because I'm gonna see if I can maybe find a plugin. I think it was a megabits per second. I am using Restream. I'm literally paying for Restream. I'm paying for this to happen. I just started paying for Restream as well, and then this started happening. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to tell them that they're gonna have to like reimburse me or something because it's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy because I never had issues with it either when I was just using it for the free version. Okay. I think you should replace Restream with a better service. Apparently, yeah. I'm going to install a plugin right now though for OBS and maybe be able to, you can go back to the free version, but I do want a higher quality stream if I can have it. Okay. All right, you guys, I might have to restart stream. I think that this is going to continue going down. Yeah, I think I'm going to try installing this other plugin. So I'm going to go down for a bit, but I'll be back. All right. Cinna, thank you so much for the Prime sub. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. All right. RTMP, we're going to do item. Okay, we'll be back. BRB.